I was too busy gushing over the Mark 19. Sorry. Okay. If you would like to keep the air conditioner running because it's fall in Texas, why not?
It's
Go
still
down
in the
here.
mid-90s.
Yeah. And you really, really need to go say hi to King Harvest because he sent us coffee.
Yeah.
We got some really good coffees here. www.kingharv.com. Let him know you heard about it from us and thank him for keeping us caffeinated. Among the Leaves Tees for your Snarky t-shirt needs. tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves Tees. Friend of ours. Tell him you heard about it from us. So, I did not realize there was a Chinese coffee. I'm somewhat hesitant to drink it. I don't want spyware installed, but
it's the yellowing of the skin that's the problem.
no, that's the jaundice.
Yeah.
Blanket Fort Blend, a perennial favorite.
Yeah.
Jim snatched a hold of this with a quickness.
Yes.
So that's going to Jim.
Grubby paws off.
The Brain Coffee is a really good dark coffee, dark roast. Good stuff. Yes, it is. Jim's second favorite, the Geisha, everybody's favorite. Geisha is really good coffee.
Yep.
And last but not least is going home with me is Kenyan Peaberry. Dark roast. This one's going home with me.
And read the note that came with it.
Oh. So Dave sent us, he always sends us little notes when he sends us coffee. Yeah. And it says, enjoy my inspirational friends. He must not watch us very often. All the best, David.
Yeah.
And God bless him. The folks at King Harvest are good people, and they keep us caffeinated, which keeps many people unstabulated.
And we really do enjoy it.
It's good coffee, guys. It really is. And
Yes,
Kenya's going home with me.
It's a little pricey, but
it is.
The quality is well worth it.
He makes a Blanket Fort Blend. I mean,
that was started as a joke.
So not only is the quality there, his packaging is superior to some of the other high-end coffee.
Oh
packaging because
it's resealable.
Well, not only is it resealable, but the Mylar bags keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
Versus the
there's a Ziploc on these bags.
Yeah. No, they're really great. I've been very, very pleased.
And it's a good Ziploc.
Yeah.
And it's got a one-way valve on it so that if you leave too much air in it, it'll squeeze out and won't come back in.
Also, you can squeeze it and inhale or snort, depending on
or huff.
Or huff. The
beans.
Really good.
No, Dan, they do not make the coffee where the monkey shits it first.
That's cats, and I won't drink that stuff.
Yeah.
Monkeys are evil.
Yeah.
So, I have two things to talk about. Has anybody actually watched the entire Hegseth video?
Yes, it's hilarious.
I'm not so much. Rita and I sat down and watched it after watching people coming unwound about the Hegseth video, talking to the general officers, flag officers. As an E6, I saw absolutely zero disrespect. I saw very little calling out and a great deal of respect. The whole thing was, all it was, to me, was another division commander giving his view of what his division is going to be. He was one of the things that struck both me and Rita is the fact that he's from the Ian McMurtry School of Briefing.
Yeah.
He paced all over that stage. And when I say paced, he wasn't anywhere near a teleprompter. And he gave a 48-minute speech, either memorized 48 minutes or just dragged it out of his subconscious. And damn.
Yeah.
There is nothing there I find objectionable. There's nothing there I find outside of the bounds of propriety.
And if you're fat, you're fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just said that he basically said, we're going to be going to war. We don't want to, but it's going to happen. We need to be more dangerous than we are now, which I agree with.
Yep.
And if you're going to hold an E1 to fitness standards, you got to do it too. Where's the issue here?
There's not.
And
Let me point out one thing before Ian continues.
Mhm.
The fitness standards are based on age also.
Yeah. So
it's not, as an O10, you don't have to meet the same standards an E1 does, 18-year-old does.
Hmm.
Because you're going to be in your 50s.
A 50-year-old is not that the fitness standards are a chart, always have been.
Yeah.
Based with age guidelines.
Yeah.
So are the weight standards for that matter.
Yeah, weight standards are
Yeah.
too. And he very clearly, something people keep missing is he calls out a difference in fitness standards for combat arms
Yep.
and everybody else. Now he says that everybody's going to be a rifleman. I don't have an issue with that.
Well, that scares me with the chair force and the space force.
Get them online.
Even worse, hand rifles to the engineers on ships.
Oh, God, no.
I was gonna say, Dad was Air Force and Dad was trained to snipe, but Dad's sniping target were the landing gear of planes coming in to invade Alaska.
Yeah.
And Dad had a sniper rifle that
Well,
he had some interesting adventures with, but
I know a number of Air Force pukes or people who were never trained.
Yeah.
Never trained with a rifle or a pistol.
Mhm.
The only Air Force people that I can remember ever even being trained with anything were either the missileers who got a pistol or the air police who got an M16. And they only qualified once a year. Differs.
Differs was military police.
She was military police, Air Force.
Yes, that's different.
So she was probably trained with an M16.
So he's got the combat arms,
Yeah.
and y'all know who you are going to be held to stricter physical standards, as it should be. Everybody, they're as far as HEX is concerned, there will be no more differing standards between services. Everybody will be held to the same, which I got no issue with.
Well, it depends. When they let women into the Army, as opposed to the WACs, they did not have to meet the same standards as men.
Well, that's just changed. If you listen to the that has just changed.
But what I'm saying is, I don't object to him holding everybody to the same standard, provided he's not holding everybody to the lowest standard amongst the.
He's
Oh, no,
not.
he's not.
He's not.
70% standard of the male for combat arms.
There will be no sex differentiation in that.
Yeah.
You either do it or you don't. And he said quite clearly, does this mean some women may not make it? Yeah, it is what it is. Also, some men may not make it. It is what it is. That's a direct quote, by the way.
Rick, I'm not sure when your wife was in or you were in, but friends that I had in the Air Force that were nurses, both officer and enlisted, got no training on any weapon.
Anyway, so he also brought three. There were three standards that will now be followed. The
Yeah.
Golden Rule, the Department of War Golden Rule, which is your unit something that you would want your children to join?
Yeah.
Is the unit you're leading one that you want your son to join? I got no issue with that. The one that really made me smile was the E6 rule. Does the order you as a general officer giving make it easier for the E6s to lead their men or the O3s? Wow. That's mind-blowing. Does the order you give as a general make it easier for your E6s to lead their men? That is mind-blowing. Coming from Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, Rick, that is significantly different. The one I'm talking about was in the 70s, so they were not trained on anything in the 70s.
That's just
Yeah.
It was a really, and he said, I do not like to look out in the halls of the Pentagon and see fat admirals and fat generals. I got no issue with that.
Now, Caudell is not fat. I know for a fact Caudell used to run with the sailors.
Not saying he was.
Yeah.
I'm saying you look out in the halls of the Pentagon.
Oh yeah, I've been in the Pentagon. I've
So
seen.
have I. I was looking at Millie's fat ass on the TV every time
Yeah.
I was on there.
Well, Sir Brass, it's not only the women that can't physically handle it. There are going to be men that cannot
Yep.
pass the 70% rule.
And he said that.
Yeah.
And
And-
it is what it is.
You know, we're going to end up in a situation much like the Aussies, where they have people that are deployable and people that are not deployable because of physical standards.
Mm.
Now, what happens to the people that are not deployable? Yeah, we'll
Well,
see.
according to what I heard, it sounds like if you can't pass, you need to find a job somewhere else.
Well, it will not be in a combat arms position.
Even if you can't pass combat arms, you need to find a job somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Rick, the problem the Navy has is, yeah, you might have a weight room, but there's really no way to run per se unless you're on a boomer. Same thing on ships other than carriers. There's really no place to run that does not present you with an obstacle course to get around a ship.
Just put a squirrel cage in.
You can
There
What?
there
One of
isn't
those
room
big
for one.
cat wheels.
Yeah, there's not room. That's what people don't understand.
Put it.
Ships are not that they're big, but they don't
not that
have room.
Put the squirrel cage off the bow. Hook it up to the generator.
there are ways to work out no matter where you are.
Yeah, most ships have a weight room of some type. Yeah, yeah. But you know, the thing is, it was well done.
Mhm.
It was to the point. It was not that long. I've been in meetings that were much longer.
It was 48 minutes, but he was an engaging enough speaker you didn't notice.
Yeah. I've been in meetings that were much longer and got zilch point nothing accomplished because it was all word salad. The other thing that I was happy to see is that Hung Cao was approved as the Undersecretary of the Navy. For those of you that may not know, Hung Cao was a Vietnamese refugee, came over when he was 3 years old. He fully adopted the American life. He went to the Naval Academy, joined the Navy as a officer, qualified as an EOD specialist, which that shows right up front he ain't right,
He ain't right.
and did a full career, retiring as an 06. Had a combat command, had a shore command, and is very much an American patriot. To have him balancing against John Phelan, who is the Secretary of the Navy and never served, means that between Phelan, Hung Cao, and Admiral Caudell, yes, Hung Cao, CAO, they are going to change the Navy, and I think for the better. Caudell has already said that he is going to work on getting the troops better quarters. That's been an issue for years.
Does the Navy use call signs like the Army does?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pilots are like Maverick or whatever.
Yeah.
I know what it has to be. It's got to be Bull.
Yeah, probably.
Like I said, he gave the entire thing without using his
Yeah.
teleprompters, which either meant he really great.
HUNGCAO.
I was impressed because he gave a 48-minute speech without
Yeah.
stumbling and not using a teleprompter. Because he was out wandering around in front of the teleprompters.
Yeah.
Much like I do.
And everybody was talking about how the generals were stone-faced.
Couldn't see them.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from.
They are anyway.
If you're in a meeting in the military, whether you're a general or you're an E1,
Yeah.
you're stone faced.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't stone faced, someone's going to have you out pushing the ground away.
Or deciding that you either are wildly enthusiastic, in which case you just volunteered.
Yeah.
Or you hate it, in which case you're screwed. People in meetings don't show emotion.
Not in the Army.
Yeah, Steve is right. That sounds like a quote on my coffee cup. I attended a meeting that could have been an email.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Didn't know you have a dressing rooms full of flag officers. Hate to burst your bubble.
Yeah.
Flag officers, general officers, congressmen. I have debriefed and briefed congressmen before. Don't know what to tell you.
screwed and volunteered. Yeah. Yeah, some of us have been down that road, not by choice,
More than
or
once.
got voluntold.
There's a reason for the Navy acronym of never again volunteer yourself.
Yeah.
That
You
was
don't have to
Some
do
of
it
us
first.
learned that way too friggin' late. Actually, we didn't have a choice in the matter.
and I thought he also did great subtext of I'm the boss.
Yeah.
And you're gonna listen to me. Which quite honestly they haven't been. The sheer amount of suborning of legal authority by flag officers, general officers towards the lawfully appointed and lawfully elected civilian authority has been really.
Fuck is any 11 work yet?
Well, they have been shit canning people on a regular basis, including 06s. A number of them have gone. A number of Master Chiefs are gone. You know, so they're not pulling any punches.
They're thumping admirals.
Yeah.
Coast Guard admiral. The commandant of the Coast Guard got thumped.
Yeah.
For being stupid.
Yeah.
I realize you're Coast Guard, but what the hell, woman?
Coast Guard and female, you know, you're not immune anymore.
And he pointed out that if the Secretary of War can be doing PT every day, nobody else has an excuse.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great.
Don says the next 2 months we're doing a tabletop exercise, which is not nearly as much fun as D&D.
Nope. Can be.
Well, D&D is a tabletop exercise.
In D&D, you get rewarded for thinking like Canada.
Oh God! Speaking of which, a friend of mine who's
Nice
Canadian
one, AJ.
sent me a link to the national paper up there, and oh, the friggin' meltdown in Canada over the shutdown. You know, oh my God, it's going to take so long for us to get to the U.S. We're going to be in line forever, and nobody will help us. It's Canada.
Speaking of, Canada needs to sit down, shut up, eat their Cheerios.
Yeah.
Came out today that per capita, medical assistance in dying in Canada, which is assisted suicide, sometimes not voluntary, I might add. Per capita kills more people than gun violence in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So Canada should probably sit down, eat their Cheerios, and shut up.
Pretend it's 1776 and they're Americans.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Canada needs doctor control?
Yeah, they need a lot of help.
They're tapping people. They are whacking people left, right, and center who aren't even knowing that they're about to be killed.
Yeah, Rick, it is medical murder. No question about it.
Yes, it is.
The
If your assisted suicide is killing more people per capita than gun violence in the U.S., shut up.
yeah, he kills as many per capita in Europe as the guns do in the U.S. That's
No,
another one.
I believe it's more.
Yeah.
Kills more than guns do.
Cephas probably kills as many overseas as gun violence in the U.S.
What?
Oh my God.
Cephas.
Cephas.
They don't bathe.
Oh, sepsis.
Oh, sepsis.
Sepsis. Depends on how you want to pronounce it.
Mhm.
When I was in Europe, they always pronounced it Cephas.
Yeah, that's.
But that kills a butt ton of people every year because they don't bathe. You know, we're used to taking a bath or a shower once a day. Some people take two. Europe, maybe once a week.
If they feel they need it.
If they feel they need it. And if it's the Middle East, once a month.
And in Europe, at least when I was over there, females did not bathe at all during their cycle.
Yeah.
Moving on. Moving on. Okay.
Never visit France in the summer.
No.
Oh God, no.
Never visit France.
Yeah.
Summer's just worse.
Some congoers do need to learn that. Yes.
There are parts of France I really love. Down on the south on the Mediterranean coast, Paris sucks. Toulouse And even as violent as it is, Marseille has a particular spot. It's a vicious, violent, dirty little city. It's a port city. It is an ancient port city.
Marseille and Naples are almost identical.
Any port city
Yeah.
on the Med they are practically the accents change. It is a dirty, nasty little city, and I actually
And they don't pretend to be otherwise.
no,
Yeah.
they don't. I have a soft spot for Marseille. I really do.
I, on the other hand, can't go back to Marseille, so
I've got some scattered, drunken memories of
I was sober. That
Mostly
was the
drunken
bad
and
part.
definitely scattered. Yes.
Woo.
Yeah, Naples was always interesting. We were there when they turned off the stoplights once because everybody was ignoring them. And
Fuck it, click.
Yeah.
You know, follow them anyway. Click.
Yeah. that's what they did. And we were staying at the Tennis Hotel, which was up by the Navy facility at the time. And since we were that close, we didn't get a rental vehicle. So we had to walk to work. So we were walking down the hill to the corner, which is where Tina the Catwoman used to hang out. And yes, she was a woman because she'd flop her tits out, even if she was 70. And watched a cement truck come down the hill, go over the top of a Fiat Uno, and keep going.
Should have parked there.
And no, the Fiat was trying to turn.
You should have turned there.
And everybody just kind of shrugged and went on about their business. And we just went,
The only thing,
Keep walking.
the only two things that need to work on an Italian car are the accelerator and the horn.
Yeah. oh, I've seen them drive up on the sidewalk to blow through an intersection against the light with traffic going the other way. And all they're doing is sitting on the horn and driving. Because in Italy, if you look at the other driver,
You have
you have given away the right of way. Sorry, Rick, but you know, that's the truth.
So
Oh,
the
I
secret
do.
to getting around Italy is have a blind driver.
Yeah.
actually, the secret to getting around Italy is don't.
Oh,
Pay your parish priest a hell of a lot of money before you leave.
Jerry says,
Turn to Jesus or
You know what's the one thing I never understood about Italian cars? The way they drive. Why don't any of them have brush guards or bull guards?
it makes them too big and too heavy.
well, because they have nothing that's strong enough metal to attach them to.
True.
Yeah. Jerry says, sitting in a meeting in a non-air conditioned building in New Delhi.
No, I'm good.
Ooh.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
No, not unless I had a whole bunch of Vicks to put under my nose.
And some oxygen tanks.
A Berber tent in the high Atlas.
Yeah.
Between the smell of a dung fire and the smell of everybody else around sitting around the fire, that was not one of my olfactory happy places.
Well, and with the Berbers, everything smells like camels or goats.
Goats, yes. No camels in the high Atlas.
No.
Horses, yes. Horses out the wazoo. Goats, yes. Do like a good goat.
Yeah.
However,
Dead goat's a dead goat fried.
yeah, I got in trouble one time.
Only once.
One of the many times I got in trouble. I was sitting in a tent and I had my turban wrapped up, and it's not something you're not supposed to do in your own tribe.
Yeah.
It's what you do to outsiders. And because I'd had the bottom part of it soaked in Vicks.
Yeah.
And it was making it tolerable.
Oh, Richard brings up a good point too. Not only Portugal, but Italy. Driving at night, they'll pull up to a light and shut off the headlights. So all they've got on is the parking lights
Why?
because it saves the headlights because they're expensive.
Italians
And Portuguese.
and
Okay,
Portuguese.
so he just said Portugal, but
And when they pull through the intersection and go to park, if there's no parking space, they just stop in the street, turn on the parking lights, get out of the vehicle, and go do what they're going to do. So that 2-lane road becomes a 1-lane road,
Half a lane.
half a lane until somebody stops in the other direction.
To be fair, I have driven in eastern Kentucky on
I'm
a
sorry.
very curvy one-way road.
Yeah.
Well, 1-lane road
Yeah.
that both of you put the wheels of the ditch to pass each other
Yeah.
when you're going opposite directions, and come up on someone who was sitting in front of a driveway, talking to the people in the yard, and somebody on the other side of him that was going the other way, sitting there, and all the windows rolled down so the guy on the far side could talk through the car to the people in the driveway.
Oh yeah.
And this at with the lights off.
Oh yeah.
So you come around this blind curve,
Yeah.
and if you're really lucky, you don't hit anything.
And when you're not lucky,
There's a hell of a mess.
insurance.
Before we go any further, I would like to stop for a minute and thank the folks that have sent in stories for the library anthology. Obviously, deadlines are just
I love
There's
deadlines.
suggestion.
I love the sound they
suggestions, yeah.
make when they whoosh by.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that my last deadline, I was 2 years past the deadline when I finally turned it in.
well. I've got people that are, a couple of days late. But seriously, folks, thank you for the stories you've submitted. I really appreciate it.
And for those of you who haven't got it in, get it in.
Man's getting desperate, folks.
There are a couple more that are coming, and those all will be greatly appreciated.
Are they coming, or are they just breathing hard?
Yeah. Yes.
You're in a good mood today. Did you take your vitamins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there are certain aspects.
Don's got your number. Or Don's got your number.
What did Don have to say?
That's why you
he
ain't
had
got
gotten to
either.
publishing so he can set deadlines instead of meeting them. Can't say she's wrong.
Well, I can, because you never met deadline, so it didn't really make that much difference.
I will freely admit there are certain parts of the Christian faith that really stun me. I don't understand that, but I do appreciate. So we found out yesterday that DJ Butler set up a Give Sin Go. Yeah, and for those who don't know, DJ is Mormon. He set up a Give Sin Go to benefit the family of the piece of shit that shot up a Mormon temple in Michigan, saying that the parishioners or whatever the congregants, thank you, congregation
Stakeholder.
weren't the only victims.
Yeah.
That his family was victims, which I okay, yeah, I suppose. And the Mormon Church stepped up, and last I checked, $200,000, mostly from Mormons that
They-
got shot up.
They have a disabled child,
Um,
and
I don't
The
know about
odds of
they.
being
I don't know
able
about they. She has a disabled child. He's worm food.
Yeah. But her being able to pay for that child's care went to
Yeah.
zip point nothing.
Also, I was watching the Erica Kirk, where she forgave the guy that shot her husband. Appreciate it. Don't understand it, but go you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
These-
just
These
fine.
people are much better people than you and I.
Yeah.
You got that right. Much, much better people than I am, because no.
Every religion is different. How people handle things is different.
I mean, I appreciate it. I think it's rather nice that you can forgive that asswipe. I can't, but I appreciate the fact that they can.
Yeah. And that's why we have the number of religions we have in Christianity. Because people have the option. Whereas if you're in the Islamic world, you really don't have an option per se.
Mhm.
Granted, you have your sects, you have your Wahhabis, you have the Shia, the
Sunnis, Shia,
Sunni.
Ismailis. You've
Yeah.
got the Sufis. You've got the Wahhabis.
Yeah.
Which one of the dervishes?
Sufis.
Sufi, yeah. They but they all believe the same thing. And
Well,
that is death to anybody that's not them.
Holding on the anger only separates you from your own peace. Now it keeps me warm at night.
Holding on to my anger has kept me out of jail.
As
Keep-
opposed to
Sometimes
letting it out.
sometimes keeps me going.
We all have a wolf inside. Well, not all. Some people do, some people don't. The question is whether or not you let that wolf out and how you let that wolf out. Yeah.
Anyway, the forgiving. Okay, somebody whacked somebody I care about. The forgiving ain't there.
Maybe posthumously.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, Dan, that's an excellent point. Justice belongs to God. Erica recognizes that sin was greater against God and he will punish it one way or another,
Oh, that's all well and good.
even if it's not done in life.
It was also done against me, and I don't forgive.
Yeah.
Not forgiving requires certain things be done. I don't understand the forgiving being a one-way street. I don't forgive unless certain conditions are met. You have to understand it. If you trespass against me,
Yeah.
and you don't understand it, if you understand it that you trespassed, make amends, then we can discuss the forgiveness. Until then, no. Moving on.
Ted says, I don't have a wolf as much as a mangy rabid dog. Yeah. Yeah, Kermit, that's a good point too. Everyone has a canine somewhere in their head.
Mhm.
Some have wolves, some have Pomeranians, some have Great Danes, some have Pebbles, some have Chihuahuas. There's nothing worse than a rabid friggin' Chihuahua. Hell, there's nothing worse than a plain Chihuahua.
I would too.
Wait a minute. There's such a thing as a non-rabid chihuahua?
Yeah, those little frickin' ankle biters.
I actually knew when I was little some chihuahuas that were nice.
They stuff?
There is no such thing.
There was
Yes,
They
there
must
you
have
are.
been on drugs.
Chewy.
Well, they belonged to the family and they considered me part of the pack.
Yeah.
And I was a cuddler, so you know.
Differs says, my brain is very confused canine.
Anybody in the comments that doesn't know what my brain consists of has not been watching very long.
Oh, I do have a question for the comment section and the peanut gallery. What did you think of our live stream on Tuesday with
Special guests.
special guests Gordon, Brian, and Taylor Anderson?
Do I get a say?
Huh?
Do I get a say?
Yeah.
I thought it was great. We need to do it more often.
It'd be wonderful for them to do it in person.
No kidding, right? Come on. No. We sit those two down. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee, go over there, sit down and watch. Those two could woo.
Yeah, they have stories. Boy, do they have stories.
Well, what I think you ought to do is get some of the usual suspects like Larry or John to come over one day a week and just let them sit down here and rant and rave as you keep them provided with alcohol or, in Larry's case, non-caffeinated beverages.
You can do caffeine, just
Yeah.
not specific types of caffeine.
Yeah.
Larry, just feed them Dr. Pepper.
18 bottles of hair dye for no kidding, right? No, I think we need to do more often. I think we need to have guests on here more often.
I'm working on it.
I know you are.
Speaking of guests, Tuesday we will have Mike Massa on with us. Mike is a retired Navy SEAL,
Quid.
author with Bain, writes in John Ringo's world, plus his own stuff,
Does own stuff.
and has a rather interesting job, which he may or may not discuss.
He's an author. Interesting jobs.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll get easier for Jim to bring in guests as more and more statute of limitations.
By the way, is there a requirement somewhere in the writing that if you are a science fiction author, you must have held at least one weird job during your youth?
It's pretty much true.
That's what makes you interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking.
Working on getting Rob Hampson on with us.
I'd say it's less a requirement as more like a system.
And then there are people like Rob who's never had a regular job. I mean, when your whole job is playing with somebody's brain.
He's speaker to lab animals.
Yeah.
One of the things that I appreciate Rob for,
Yeah.
Rob Hampson, Doc speaker, is the fact he hates monkeys almost as much as I do.
Yeah, Alma is a good friend of ours. However, we cannot get her on here for a number of reasons.
We can get her behind.
Yeah.
We may do that.
Yeah.
We may be able to talk.
We
in.
should do that. Put it back here.
Yeah.
And flip that microphone around so it can pick up.
Yeah.
Behind the camera.
I have no idea what an achievement it was to get Taylor to figure out streaming tech.
Taylor made the point to me that he was not a high-tech gentleman.
Multiple times.
And I made the point to him that, excuse me, you're building your own friggin' cannon. That is not low tech.
Is all what?
Cannon.
He hunts with a flintlock, Jim.
No, he does not necessarily always hunt with a flintlock. He has other weapons.
At Laddle.
Now he has a number of 4570s, 4590s, and
Oh, sharps.
So speaking of atlatls, if anyone ever wants to learn how to use an atlatl,
Yeah.
a couple of the local state parks, the park rangers know how to use them and will occasionally do little classes.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen.
You are a bad woman. Shit, I gotta go. Now I gotta go learn how to use an atlatl.
Yes, she is a bad woman. That's why I married her.
You've been hitting the vitamins again, haven't you?
I actually did get to play with some fairly new technology, which is just now hitting the fleet.
Primers.
That's all I can say about it.
I was gonna say sales.
Right between the lines.
Sales, I thought it was a coracle.
What?
I'm not going to say what just came to mind. Never mind. Somebody else go ahead.
I introduced Rita to slings. That may have been a mistake. Yeah, slings. There's a company called Pan Slings that makes a really good, fairly high tech sling. And there's her birthday's this month, and she may be getting a sling for her birthday.
Women are actually better with slings than most men are.
Goes for a lot of things.
Yeah, we found out a number of years ago. I ran a test out in Westpac where I needed to have very precise angles and dangles on a P3 when it was flying. So we instrumented the airplane to look at how smoothly the airplane was being flown.
Okay.
Come to find out, the women did a better job of flying the airplane smoother than the men did.
Better fine motor control.
Better fine motor control,
And more consistent reflexes.
consistent reflexes. And I was talking to a friend who was an astronaut, and she kind of smiled and perked and said, "Yeah, we proved that a long time ago."
Goodness, women are different than men.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it? There was
Our job was to design the cupola on the space station. The only problem was they had already put the receiver ring up. So she had to figure out mathematically what the shrinkage was going to be in space, then design the cupola to shrink to match the receiving ring.
there was a joke there that I'm not going to touch.
Oh.
Trying also not to make.
Yeah.
3.
She, and her comment was, she said, I only had to hit it with a hammer once for it to fit.
Second joke.
And she looked at me and said, and don't go there.
Third joke.
As all of us go there.
Yeah.
Went right there.
Yeah.
Ping. There was a one of the gun magazines back in early '80s when rifle scopes were getting the either Bluetooth or you could actually hard link a rifle scope to a screen
Yeah.
and see what the person with rifle was actually seeing. It was a repeater screen, and they noticed something. So they ran it. I forget who it was. I think Shooting Times, but don't quote me on that. And they had a Marine Corps sniper. They had a hunter, a Marine Corps sniper, and a woman get behind the scope. And the hunter, you could see the crosshair bouncing almost from the center down to the bottom of the target,
Yeah.
back up with each heartbeat.
Because he had his thumb over the top of the stock.
Well, no, but just because it's tucked in.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps sniper was bouncing to the bottom of the yellow part.
Yeah.
And the woman, it was bouncing barely out of the black because smaller heartbeat.
Yeah.
Smaller, faster heartbeat doesn't bounce. It doesn't. Yes, the thumb over the stock makes the bounce worse.
Yeah.
But if your body is connected properly to the rifle, breathing and heartbeat will bounce the scope. It will bounce the weapon anyway. But on iron sights, you don't see it. On scopes, you will see it. And women just bounce the crosshairs much less than men do.
Still trying not to make jokes.
Rick says SSME turbo pumps were built at room temperature during operation. The turbine end is cherry red, and the pump end was either liquid oxygen or liquid hydrogen temps. Inches of frozen air at launch.
Mhm.
Yes. And it's amazing that those things don't explode.
Major, a lot of stuff doesn't explode.
Yeah.
Particularly, I've been thinking with it.
Well, some things explode on purpose. That's your stuff.
I wonder if I could get coffee dust to explode.
Probably. And if you don't stop playing with that, I'm going to take a break on this because you're rattling and making noise.
I wonder if I get coffee dust to explode.
Of course.
I'd have to grind it fine.
Go get some cheap coffee if you're going to do that shit.
Oh, I'm not experimenting with this stuff. I'm drinking it.
Yeah, it's good material science. Yeah. One more thing to add to the list.
Just save the grounds.
Yeah.
After you've made the coffee, thoroughly dry it, grind it to a powder, then try to blow it up.
Yeah, Rick, that's the other thing. Figuring out what the clearances are going to be during operations.
Is that Miggy? Was that Miggy?
Yeah.
Miggy, you need to buy the Monster Hunter Files 2 when it comes out.
Women have less bounce. Maybe they have more support. Yes, you did go there.
I'm not going to say they have less bounce. Vive la différence. Goodness. But I will say their heartbeats is less output. You and Tully need to buy Monster Hunter Files 2, probably several copies, and autograph them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're well directed to fear. Yes. Well, what I was going to say in the late '60s when I was in college at Louisiana Tech, they were playing with this thing called an air bearing, which was literally using air pressure as a bearing and trying to determine how much air pressure it took to actually make that work. And the way they did it was different size holes and different amounts of pressure. And they were trying to float a shaft at RPM and get it to not displace.
Okay.
Which is harder than you think, because the air pressure on the bottom had to be higher initially to actually make the
Break contact.
Huh?
Break contact.
make it get up off the bottom of the shaft. Well, as they sped it up, then the gyro forces took over and it started tending to wander. So they had to then have enough pressure to hold it steady in the bearing.
Mm.
And they had built this very fancy concreted, thing to contain it. Yes, it could definitely take higher bearing loads than magnetic bearings. Dawn, get your mind out of the
Somebody
gutter.
else has had their vitamins today.
Get your mind out of the gutter and back in the sewer trap with the rest of us. So they got it up to about 12,000 RPM, and they'd been running it for about an hour, and something went wrong, and it went boom,
Happens.
which was really interesting because the supposed containment cage didn't. So
Amazing how often it happens.
huh?
Yeah, amazing how often it happens.
Yeah. So they decided they were going to try more experimentation, and they literally went out and dug a pit and built another containment that not only had concrete, it had steel in it, and they had a remoted camera in it to watch and see what happened.
Mhm.
And it was one of those cameras that was the forerunner of what they now consider a super slow speed camera.
Mhm.
So that one they got up to something over 20,000 RPM, and it held together. And I don't know whatever happened to the research, but it was interesting to watch the machinations in the engineering department as they played with this thing.
Death wobble at 20,000 RPM is a little more death than normal.
Yeah. But it again was a look at a new technology that at that time nobody had, and as one wag said, he said, "Well, it's a solution looking for a problem." Yeah, maybe true, maybe not.
We learned something.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Steel bearings or ceramics? Ceramics, yes and no. Steel bearings, you have an MTBF on steel bearings. Ceramics,
Mean time between failures.
thank you.
You're
The
welcome.
mean time between failure, quote, quote, on ceramics is variable because it depends on the compound in the ceramic. Yeah, there are always counter use cases, yes. For those of you that do not know what that means, if you imagine a box where the data sits, there are always outliers that run up to the corners or down to the corners or across to the corners. If you think of it as an XYZ protocol, that's where it comes from. And those outliers are the ones that get really interesting because they make up your worst case, or depending on which way it goes, the best case. And that's where you get into the statistics, the matrices, and everything else, which is losing most of the people here. I just realized
My winter pelt is coming in and it's itchy.
a bunch of blank looks.
He's scratching my beard.
Anyway, it's a lot of fun playing with that stuff.
Only if you're the type of person who plays with that stuff.
Yeah.
Boom. I like boom.
Yeah, stainless steel bearings still do job for most things. Yeah, as long as you stay within the MTBF, you're all right. Well, Richard, your first round's always going to be a flyer. If you've lubed the gun, the first round is always a flyer.
There's a reason that for what they call the foul barrel.
Yep.
A lot of precision rifle people, especially snipers, they'll get done training, they'll clean the rifle, and they'll fire one round and then
Yep.
put it away to foul the barrel, because a fouled barrel shoots different than other rounds.
Yep.
A clean barrel will put a round
Somewhere.
not necessarily far off from the rest of the shots, but enough so that if you're a precision rifleman, you don't want to start with a clean barrel for groups.
Actually, Julie, the pressure was spread far enough that it did not overheat the rod. That was one of the issues. Yeah, but anyway, with the foul barrel thing, the first round is almost always a flyer. Now, most people, yeah, they don't care about that because it's a hunting rifle, so it's a 3 or 4 MOA rifle on a good day.
The clean barrel versus foul barrel difference is less than the accuracy constant of the rifle.
Yeah.
Now you got a quarter MOA rifle. If a clean barrel shot versus a foul barrel shot
It's going to be outside the MOA.
it's observable.
Yeah. Mine will normally run a half MOA on a clean barrel versus a foul barrel. Both of my rifles will. But that's why the other thing you always do is shoot 3-shot groups. And if you're doing it correctly and you're doing it with a hunting rifle, you let the barrel cool between shots. Because as the barrel heats up, the barrel tends to move in 3 dimensions even more.
There's multiple variables that come with heating up a rifle barrel. As the metal heats, it will flex. But even what we discovered at Aberdeen, even more important, was as it heats, the harmonics change.
Mm-hmm.
When you fire a rifle, the barrel vibrates. There's a harmonic wave that comes as the round is moving down. And what we call accuracy is the harmonics placing the muzzle into the rifle in the same spot every time as the bullet exits the muzzle. If during the harmonic wave, if it's in the same spot every time, you get repeatable accuracy. What's called bad barrels, the harmonics of the barrel are such that the barrel is in different parts of the wave at the time that the bullet exits the rifle muzzle. So yeah, that's.
But I will point out that for most of us,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter because we aren't that good at shots.
Well, and that's another point that you bring up, an excellent point.
Yeah.
A lot of people will sight in a rifle, even a hunting rifle, using a lead sled, which is a fixed device, or something similar. And they will get it dead nuts on to where it's perfectly sighted. What they
in the lead sled.
In the lead sled. What they forget to do is take it out of the lead sled and shoot it like they're going to shoot it in the field.
Locking it to a lead sled changes the harmonics.
Yes. Well, also, when you take a rifle out and you're physically sighting it in, it's a whole different set of bone-to-bone and connectivity. And you don't have the steadiness that you have with a lead sled. Oh, and if you're using a lead sled, never, ever put more than 25 pounds on a lead sled. Because what you can do is shear the back of the stock where the recoil pad hits.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't realize that. I saw 2 instances of that up in Virginia where the same guy twice had 50 pounds on a lead sled. One was a brand new Browning A-bolt, and one was an older Winchester. And he broke both the stocks.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well done. The thing about lead sled is unless you're shooting quarter MOA rifles, at stupid distances. Lead sled actually offers no. It's expensive. It's fiddly, and actually, unless you're high precision,
Yeah.
it doesn't offer that much. Get behind your rifle on sandbags. Learn how to use sandbags. Get behind your rifle with sandbags.
Oh, Kermit, you're going to bring that up. But yes, that's very true. Consistency of ammo components. This is one that most people don't realize, that if you're put the ammo out in the sun, it's going to be faster because it's going to heat up.
Oh, something else that, and this is an actual question. I don't know. People always say, well, use the cheap ammo for practice and then carry the good ammo. To me, if you're using different ammos for practice and real shooting, the different ammos have different characteristics. It may
Yes.
not be much, but it's a different
If you're
characteristic.
the average American practicing with a pistol,
Yeah.
as long as you have the same weight,
Yes.
if you're using 124 grain 9mm jacket hollow points, practice with 124 grain full metal jacket, same
Yeah.
weight. Nobody here at this table or in this room is good enough offhand with a pistol that the difference between cheap Winchester white box and Federal HST is observable or repeatable.
Oh, hell no, especially not me.
You're just, it's not that good. You're looking for you're looking to put all your rounds into a 4 to 8 inch group
Yeah.
at 15 to 25 yards. As long as your bullet weight's the same, it doesn't matter. I will say I prefer the Winchester white box because I get to practice my failure drills.
Now the other thing,
Failure drills when
Yeah.
it goes click instead of bang.
Yeah.
Tap.
now the
Hey,
other
keep going.
thing that you do get with practice ammo is like Sellers and Beloit.
No, that's dirty stuff.
It's no question it's a dirty round, but that powder burns faster. So the felt recoil using Sellers and Beloit feels more like actually shooting your normal carry loads of HST or something like that. Whereas if you're using Winchester white box, the felt recoil is not as heavy. That's one of those things that you can get into that.
Oh, I get off in the weeds on that stuff.
Oh yeah, we all can.
If you're going to carry, if you have a defensive pistol, and this is my advice, and you don't have to follow it, it's worth exactly what you pay for it. Use good quality Federal or Hornady or CCI ammo. If you're betting your life, if you're betting your butt on that ammo, use good quality factory manufactured from Federal, Hornady, or CCI. When Remington gets its ass out of its or head of its ass on quality control, and Winchester does the same,
Yeah.
I might recommend those. Hornady, Federal, and CCI have good quality control. If you pull a trigger,
It's going to go boom.
it should go boom. Winchester, Remington, sometimes. Yeah. Had a long conversation with a Winchester rep at LibertyCon one year. Well, you shouldn't have asked me that question.
Yeah, that was interesting. That shall not be repeated.
No. Remington used to.
Bless
Remington,
you.
you going to be all right?
Bless you.
I just thought it was
Remington
useful.
used to make a medium velocity 125 grain 357 that was the bee's knees for 357s. But when they got sold to a company that was using, abusing, and discarding them, the QC was one of the first things to go, and Remington got some bad QC on their ammo.
Well, Remington's never been all that great. They had that run back in the 70s and 80s of soft primers.
Yeah.
And that pretty much died out. And then they started again on that crap in the late 90s and early aughties.
357 mag, Sir Brass, they had a medium velocity Golden Saber. I used to carry all the time. It was really good stuff. And then all of a sudden I started getting, because I would fire when I was on duty, I would fire my duty loads at the 6-month mark, I'd fire everything that was a duty load and buy a new box ammo. And 1 year I got 3 out of a box 50, got 3 failures out of the Remington Golden Sabres, and 3 failures out of 1 box is for duty ammo is
Unacceptable.
unacceptable.
Back in the 80s, friends of mine that were law enforcement over in Arkansas got in a situation where they were shooting Rangers, 147 Rangers,
Mhm.
and they had a perp hit a bowling alley, and they happened to have 2 cars that were close, and they caught this dude coming out of the bowling alley, running up toward the highway, and there was a wall behind him. It was in winter, so they started camping his ass with these Winchester 147 Green Rangers,
Mhm.
and the dude kept running. And they're going, we think we're hitting him. Why is he not falling down? Dude runs out in the highway, gets hit by a car. That put an end to the chase.
Mhm.
So they cuff his ass, get on a thick buffalo hide jacket. None of the rounds had penetrated. They were all stuck in his jacket.
That must have been some low velocity ammo.
And they immediately junked all that and went to something else.
If it's low velocity ammo.
But it's like these people that go, oh, well, you got to shoot whatever the local cops shoot. No, you don't. Because the local cops are going to buy the cheapest ammo they can get.
Whatever their budget will afford.
Yeah.
Jim and I put that little urban myth to rest a long time ago.
God, yes.
Because Wichita County, 1 year it was Winchester Ranger.
Yeah.
And then it was Hornady Critical Defense. And then went back to Ranger. Then went to CCI Gold Dots.
Yeah.
Then it was Federal HST, back to Winchester. Whatever they could buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Carry whatever your local agencies carry. What year?
What month?
What
Yeah.
training cycle?
And have they changed our weapons recently?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an even better one. Anyway, folks, we've wasted another hour of your time.
Holy
today.
crap, we have.
Thank you to the Peanut Gallery. Thank you to
We have more peanut gallery here.
all the folks that have listened in. And yeah, Sir Brass, that's CYA doesn't work. So anyway,
Can I do a book announcement?
yes.
Yes, Cedar's doing a book announcement.
Days of No Ink went live today.
Yay.
Yay.
It is an art and inspiration book.
Yes,
Not-
Dawn,
it
we
is
will
not-
see, you will see some of us next weekend.
Next weekend, I'm going to do my best to be there. I don't know how long I'll be there, but I'm going to do my best.
I will
Yeah.
definitely be there, Dawn.
I'll be there.
God willing,
Going to be
and the creek
gonna
don't
be a
rise.
small meeting this year.
Remember, folks, don't sweat the petty stuff, don't pet the sweaty stuff, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Next week at Columbus Day.